The following radio program you're about to listen to is provided to you, the listener, by Inked Geek Studios. Get this and other great shows at inkedgeekstudios.com. Mind of a Geek is brought to you by the new Mind of a Geek t-shirt. Get yours today at tiny.cc/igswag. Sorry, I was really getting into our intro music. I haven't heard it in
you
2
were really
weeks.
jamming out there.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mind of a Geek. I am your host, Nate, and I am joined, as always, by Brandon. Brandon,
I'm still pumped.
how are you?
Oh, man.
Man, our, I mean, not to like pull the curtain back a little bit, but our,
It's not pull the curtain
or
back.
unzip the
there
fly.
it is. That's right.
Our intro or your intro for All Geeked Up was awesome. So
You know what I really like about All Geeked Up is that people get windows into our lives episodically,
I like it.
which next week, that's going to be my intro. So there it is.
It's a little bit of a teaser there.
And we're going to finish
So if
that
you listen to
fucking
this
match.
and
We're
you
gonna finish the match.
if you listen to this and you don't listen to All Geeked Up, then we'd love it if you check out that show too. Well, I want to start off this episode first by saying welcome and thank you to all of the new listeners. Ever since the episode with Brian Ibbett and then the episode with the local guys, This World Has Bees, the download numbers have jumped. So a big welcome to all of our new listeners and thank you for listening. And we're glad that you like the show.
You know what I like?
What do you like?
I like our chemistry.
Our chemistry?
You and I.
I'm not a chemist.
You and I. 9 seasons of me and you. We get along well together. Our back and forth, our banter, it's perfect.
9 seasons? Oh, we're back to the Rick and Morty thing.
Yeah, that's fun. I like Rick and Morty. You are missing out, man. This season has been great. The ABCs of Beth was fucking amazing.
Can we just like introduce our guests?
We're smart people.
So this is a
We're
three-way
smart
conversation?
people, Beth. Oh, yeah, okay. She knows what I'm talking about.
Our not a linguist either, Nate. I'm so off track now. Our guest this week, from the Overcast, from Indie Casefiles, from Daniora Cosplay, and from other really cool things, Miss Amy Frost. Amy,
Hello.
welcome back.
Hello. Thank you.
This is your
Thank you
third
for
time
having me
here.
back. I know. But this time I'm now like an official member of the Inked Geek Studios family. So it's now just,
You've been brought into the
now
fold.
it's just a meeting, I
You're-
guess.
It's a meeting.
You're stuck under one of our flaps.
It's a.
Oh boy.
I'm on a podcast and I can't get off.
Or can you?
Oh,
Oh,
This
that's
is
a
the one
different
to do
show
it.
entirely.
mind of a
Yikes.
clitoris.
That's not Mind of a Geek.
Those don't
So,
exist.
yeah.
The clitoris doesn't exist. You mean the female orgasm doesn't exist? That's the quote.
That is a shame.
I don't know. I mean, I've never found one.
You never found one? What are they just laying on the side of the road? Oh my God, there it is. It's like roadkill. Get a shovel. Well, there, I've peaked for the show. I'm out. You two enjoy your time.
Thanks, Brandon.
So, Amy, how's it going?
It goes all right. I had originally wanted to be on the show to promote a very specific project that I definitely never actually got done. So we're winging it, but we've got wine.
So you're here to
And,
promote procrastination? Or?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
what
You
it's
know
all
that
about.
Jurassic Park
she was
line
gonna
about how life finds a way.
she was gonna
Yeah, if
promote
it comes to slowing stuff down.
she was gonna
life finds a
promote
way.
procrastination, but she didn't get around to it.
Yeah. I was
No,
gonna.
no, Beatmaster. I'm not the clit commander.
The Clit
I am the clit.
Oh, did you see that they're doing another? They want to do like a Jay and Silent Bob,
Reboot.
right? But they want to make it like a move, like a monster movie series.
Well,
So,
he's
like,
already.
Jay-
Go ahead.
It's like Jay and Silent Bob fight X.
Well, they're gonna do Moose Jaws, where Jay and Silent Bob fight Moose Jaws, which is
I don't know what
Jaws,
Moose
but it's a
Jaws-
moose, and it takes place in Canada.
Oh, interesting. Well, maybe that's the start.
That's the third part of the north of the
JF is in the chat room. JF, are you familiar with Moose Jaws?
what's he called that? The True North trilogy. So you've got Tusk, Yoga Hosers, and then you'll have Moose Jaws, where
Yikes.
you have Jay and Silent Bob fighting Jaws, but he's a moose. He who walks behind the rose is a moose. I don't know what sound mooses make. Moose.
Moose.
From northern Maine. What the fuck's the matter with me? Steve, what the moose make noise? What's going
Okay,
on?
hold on. I have to do this. And actually, this is Amy's fault because she's the one that told me this joke. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cow go.
What?
Cow go.
Cow go. Cow go who?
No, cow go moo.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry for all of that. That is absolutely my fault.
Tell me that
And
again.
Jeff is
Okay,
absolutely
knock-
right. Moose do
knock,
scary
knock.
noises.
Who's there?
Cow go.
Cow go who?
No, cow go moo.
What?
What
Does
is-
it though? Cows don't go moo.
Cows go moo.
No, they don't. You ever seen a cow?
We're getting dots in the chat room.
Well, it's been great being here, guys. Thanks so much for having me on.
Well, we're just keeping in the theme of procrastination. We don't really want to start the show. We just want to bullshit it.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
well.
We're promoting procrastination.
What do cows do? Moo?
Moo.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and I was worried about being the one that was unprepared. Turns out I was all
You are
right.
not prepared.
I'm completely prepared.
So
Corey is correct. I do not have enough wine.
if
for
I
this.
can bring it up a little bit, the project, which was the procrastination project, since we're all drinking, was
Yeah.
Daniora drinks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I have the Facebook page. I started it when I was out in California for my sister's wedding, and we did this like whole like day long on a bus tour of wineries, which let me tell you is probably the reason I cannot live in California, because there are like you see these women that all they do every weekend is just like sit in a winery, and everybody there, like all the sommeliers know them, and all they do is just sit there and drink all day and just wildly gesture with their wine glasses. And that would be me. I'm just saying.
Is it like a
Like
new language? The gesture.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
it's not
gesture.
good.
So
It's not good. So that would be me. So
I'm totally down
yeah.
with a day of drinking if I can keep like an even buzz. I don't want to get drunk.
Right.
no. You gotta hit that good spot, and then
Right.
you gotta maintain. which
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
not
Like where I'm
easy.
at right now, where I feel a little bit lightheaded and one eye is open wider than the other. That's the perfect spot for me, right?
Right? It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I just
good.
thought you were.
You just wanna,
I just
hang
thought you were
out.
going to say that's your baseline.
No, that is my baseline. That's true. You're right. But that's a good place to be. Cockeyed.
Yeah.
All the time.
See, so yeah, and that's how I feel. Like, but you have
Cockeyed?
to. Yeah, cockeyed.
All right.
Yeah, you should see me with the glasses off.
I have for 20 years.
That's true. So, but no, so you have to maintain that, like Amy said, though, because if you get too drunk, then the night ends early, and if you sober up too much, the night ends early, because
Yeah,
either
no.
one kind of
Right.
kills it.
Don't drink enough and you're tired.
Right? Drink
Drink
too much and you sleep.
it's,
I hate when you cross that line from happy drunk to sad drunk. You know, you're like, oh, all my problems are gone to oh god, all my
They're
problems.
back. It's like a boomerang.
Yeah.
a boozer.
And you have to drink enough to where you have just the right enough drunkardness to throw the boomerang back when it gets to you. Otherwise, it hits you and it hurts.
So that show we went to the other night when I drank that stout the whole time,
Right.
that was just the right consistency of beer for me to be just right the whole night.
Right.
And then it really hit me after I left. I was super bad off after I saw you. By the time I got home, I was in a bad way.
Beatmaster tries to keep the same buzz zone with meth. It's an art form.
Ooh.
Do tell.
Oh.
Meth.
Oh no.
just-
Yes,
everybody
the
dropped
happy drunk
everything
to
on the
waking
floor
up
with
God
meth.
knows where sober.
So with the removal of the potential removal of the present procrastination, like what is your hope to do with the drinks thing?
So one of the things I want to do is like, especially with like Mad Men kind of started it. back, a few years ago, but like cocktails are cool again, right?
The old fashioned.
Yeah, like right, exactly. And so like there's a lot of people that do drinking stuff, but I want to like I want to do my YouTube show called The Nip Slip, in which, we make drinks. Like I sit down with, the little alcohol nips and we talk about a drink a week and we mix it. And
So
the,
would you
the
be
plan
doing
is for
that?
episodes to come out on Thirsty Thursday.
Would you be
So
doing
be
that on
ready.
camera, like a kitchen and cooking show, but you're
Yeah,
drinking?
exactly.
Oh man, I would love that.
Exactly. It would be like Good Eats, but for booze.
I'm gonna go get my Don Draper haircut again, and I'll get out
Yeah.
my Dapper Dan and grease up,
There
and
you
I'll be
go.
on the show,
On
drunk
board.
and sloppy.
Excellent. Yeah, no, and so that would be another fun thing too, would be to, like when I go to conventions and stuff, to be able to do some episodes on the road, because there are alcohols that I just straight up do not like.
Like what?
So, like tequila.
I don't like tequila
Tastes
either.
like feet.
It's not good.
like feet.
I'm not a fan of tequila.
No, my brother-in-law had always maintained. But every time I said I don't like tequila, because he's a tequila guy,
Mhm.
And
he's
so he said,
like-
"Well, you just haven't had good tequila. You haven't had good tequila." And now I admit that my TGI Fridays margarita probably did not contain good tequila. Like I am willing to accept this fact. So I said, "All right, give me good tequila."
I am certainly one, like not necessarily with alcohol, but I am certainly one where like having a bad something can sour my taste of that thing.
Yeah.
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 I mean, look how
yeah.
look at it like our Nerdtacular trip, right? Like, so everyone who knows me knows that I only eat white American cheese, right? No, but now listen though. So
Cheese
I am cheese racist. So I
Before
had
you
a
go any
hold on,
further.
hold on. So I had a yes.
Did you treat these people to the toasted almond while you were there?
No,
No.
we didn't do much drinking.
That's
We
a
did
damn
very
shame.
little
Damn shame.
mixing.
Yeah,
You guys missed out.
yeah, toasted almonds delicious. But anyway, so I had tried a cheddar cheeseburger at a cheesecake factory at BlizzCon in 2014, and it was vile. It was disgusting. Now I have come to find out that Cheesecake Factory is vile and disgusting. Anyway, so at Nerdtacular, I went to have lunch, and the only thing I could have was like a turkey sandwich with white cheddar cheese on it, and it was absolutely delicious. So I concluded there at that point that it wasn't so much the other cheeses that I hated, but I hate cheap cheese.
Right.
Because even with white American, like I have to get Land O'Lakes. Like
You know
I
what you
can't
need?
get store brand.
You need that good Forza cheese.
I need Forza cheese.
So Cheesecake Factory, yet another reason for you not to watch Big Bang Theory. Right? Fuck that
Why?
show. Because they all hang out at Cheesecake Factory the whole time.
Oh, do they?
It's like the other set.
Oh, I never noticed.
I only go there for the avocado.
Oh yeah, that's right.
egg
Because
roll.
Penny worked at the Cheesecake
Right.
Factory.
We have no Cheesecake Factory in Maine, so I've never been.
Yeah.
No, they have them in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, I think.
Mm,
And then, like I said, they had one like right across the street from the convention center in California.
right.
So,
Well, if I get out of the state and have a reason to go, I'll check it out.
but anyway, yeah. So, but no, I'm not like I'm very ignorant when it comes to drinking. Like I drink my beers, and I have a couple drinks, and the one drink, as Brandon mentioned, the toasted almond, the one drink that I drink and make really well. I only know about because it was my mom's favorite drink.
And that's not even to blow his own horn. He does make it really well. I brought that up to ask you if,
I also would appreciate the ability to blow my own horn.
but why blow your own horn when any one of us can do it for you? We're all here, ready. So I brought the toasted almond up to ask you, do you prefer a smorgasbord of beers, or do you have a particular drink that you like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Sam's Boston, Oktoberfest.
Right.
No, I don't like Oktoberfest.
No, but just Sam Adams in
Sam's
general.
Boston, yeah. I don't like any of the other Sams. I don't like their summer ale. I don't like light beer.
Most of what they offer I like.
Yeah, but I like their Boston. Their Boston, when it comes to year-round beer, their Boston is one of my favorites.
It's
You
good.
guys should come down and we'll do the tour.
That would be really cool. I've never done it.
So the one time that I have done the Sam Adams tour, I wound up at like the back end of one of the tables, and so they like start pitchers and move them down. Well, the pitchers would get empty before they got to our section of the table, so they would bring us full pitchers. I am not a large person by any stretch. I could not walk by the time that tour was finished. Solid. It was a good time.
Yeah, no, that would be really cool. I've never been, and they have really badass pint glasses too.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. The Sam Adams glasses are really cool.
They are.
Their little laser etched thing, and there's
Nice.
a lot of science in there.
But yeah, so
good.
no, so I don't like Oktoberfest. I am a Shipyard Pumpkinhead fan though.
I'm over anything pumpkin flavored at this point. I don't dislike that, but I don't.
Well, no,
prefer
and
it.
that's fine. Like, you don't have to like it, but the people who are like anti-pumpkin flavored, like, fuck off.
This is pretty good.
Yeah, the little horror of hops.
Yeah, which I just cannot say.
No, they should have been the little hops of horror.
Yeah, it's fucking
Yes.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that was established last year. But yeah, so I like Pumpkinhead. But other than that, I mean, I don't really like. I like a dark beer.
Did you like that stout?
Yeah, no, that was really
That's
good.
my favorite.
And
That peanut butter
which
stout.
ones is it? It's not Shipyard, and it's not. It's not Sea Dog. Sebago Brewing Company. More local stuff. Sebago Brewing Company has a fall/Halloween beer called Hell Awaits.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's delicious. I like my dark beers. I like my very hoppy
Yeah.
beers.
No, I agree with you.
Actually, Pumpkinhead's probably the lightest beer that I drink. But
Given the description, yeah, I would think so.
But back to my point. But when it comes to mixed drinks, like I said, the only thing I really know, like there was a joke in the Tadpool, or not a joke, but a statement in the Tadpool. Someone complaining about like young bartenders and not knowing what like a vodka Collins is. I'm like, I'm 33 and I don't know what a vodka Collins is.
When I think of young bartenders, I think of Shameless and Ian and gay bars.
Okay. But anyway, so the one drink again, it's the toasted almond, and I make it really well. And again, I learned it from my mom. But I would love to try.
I learned it from you.
I would love to try other things. So that sounds really cool. But you talk about the winery tour. I would love to go on like a craft beer tour. Like not like Sam sounds cool, but I also like in our area, in that Maine, New Hampshire, New England area, there are also
we have so many.
there are so many craft breweries.
Yeah, even in Portland alone, like you can get on the beer bus and do that.
Yeah,
take
we have
you
a beer
around
bus
town.
down here too.
Okay.
Given
We'll
the
say
amount
the
of
main
microbrews.
distillery, lights out at the main distillery. Whew.
Is that a type of beer? Lights out.
No. So the main distillery they are a distillery. They do hard alcohol, and they have this one. I don't know if it was technically a vodka or what, but it was carrot, and it is incredible in a Bloody Mary. So yeah, expensive.
I want to try that. Carrot vodka, right?
Yeah, I think it was vodka. I don't know. I recently learned about cucumber vodka.
Now
I was out with my mom and my older sister, and we were going out to lunch, and they said, you should have I looked at a cocktail on the menu, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And they made me get it because peer pressure, apparently, from my mom. So, it was cucumber vodka with a cucumber simple syrup, lemon, mint, and Prosecco. on the
That sounds
top.
awesome.
And
Cucumber is
Oh.
everything to me.
Now, are you
Sorry.
are you a potato vodka guy? Mm-hmm. You are? Okay.
I missed the what was the one in Freeport? Cold Creek?
Yes.
Yeah, that's gone.
Oh, is it?
Yes, and I missed that.
I was
because that
not
stuff
aware.
was awesome.
I was not aware that was. Have you ever had Dan Aykroyd's vodka
Yes.
in the Skull?
Yep.
I have one in my freezer that
You do?
I've never opened.
It's good.
I think I maybe have had a shot of it.
That's one of the few vodkas that I will drink straight.
See, now when it comes to that, now like when I say I don't mix drinks, like I don't craft several alcohols together and concoct something, but like I will mix an alcohol with a non-alcoholic. Like I love like.
Oh wait. Ferris 41 says it is still in Freeport, so I am incorrect.
Oh, now Ferris, I've got to ask. I got to ask a little bit here. And thanks for the follow, to both of you actually. But Ferris, are you local? Like local New England? Because you said you were a new listener, so I'm curious because you've referenced Sam Adams and Maine. You spelt Maine with an E.
Must be. Must be. I could have swore that place closed.
Oh, you know what? Oh, Ferris. No, Ferris is Keith, isn't it? Ferris is one of the guys from This World Has Bees. I swear it was.
Dude,
Or
I
it
don't
was either
remember.
Keith or Drew.
Apparently, it must be. I don't know, man. I don't know. I only know them by. I only know them by their actual names.
It was Keith or Drew or Brandon or. Well, I know it
wasn't Bill, because Bill wasn't in the chat.
Yeah, it's Keith. Okay, I thought so.
Boom. Well,
Cool. Well, there. So he
fuck
is
me,
local.
right? He knows better than me.
I do names, man.
Hey, man, thanks for joining, though. That's cool.
For sure. But yeah, no. So like, I love like my Pinnacle whipped cream. I love mixing with orange juice. It's a creamsicle. Obviously the Jack and Coke. I like my college kid beers. or drinks, I should say.
I like mead. That's
Yeah.
really where I'm at this
But
point.
you mentioned tequila. Like, now I'm not a tequila. Like, I will not drink like Jose or anything like that. But doing shots of Patron is one of my favorite and most expensive bar activities.
That's Chrissy's favorite drink.
I love Patron.
That's all she drinks
Yeah.
all week.
Patron is delicious.
And Cabo Wabo.
expensive.
Apparently she enjoys Sammy Hagar. Steve agrees with me. Mead is the way to go. I mean, really, outside of Oktoberfest at this point, it's mead.
So I have our friend Tony.
Yeah.
I have a
amazing.
bottle. You had that, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I gave it to Brendan when I got back. Yeah.
Amazing
I
stuff.
still I'm like saving it for a special occasion, but I don't want it to like
Yeah, I saved it for like 5
go
minutes. and then it's
bad
gone.
because
Oh, I
it's
forget.
not like a
like,
professionally sealed bottle.
it's like sometime in October. Tony's also going to be on, so we're going to have another
Yeah, I
whole
know,
episode
I
based
know.
around alcohol.
Okay.
That's what happens.
Tony's
when we,
great though.
Yeah.
No, you'll talk about barbecue too because it's Tony.
Really?
It's barbecue Tony.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna talk about mead and tips.
yeah.
How do you like to cook tips? I like tips. You like tips? Nate likes tips.
I make delicious tips.
I know you do. They're
Just the
amazing.
tips?
Just the tip.
Just Nate, I just want the tips. Okay.
No, there. Now I don't. Now, okay, so we call it barbecue, grilling, whatever. But like Tony does like
No, it's
legitimate
different. It is
barbecue.
Do not whatever.
I can't do
barbecue,
that.
Someone will hurt you.
I'm way too impatient to slow cook things.
Yeah, I agree.
And
But,
I
but
don't.
regardless of that,
And I don't
like,
plan out my dinner. Like, I'm not gonna start cooking my dinner at 6:00 in the morning.
right. No, but we don't need to be barbecue hipsters now,
No, Tony is a barbecue hipster.
dude. 20 minutes with the tips, just as
That
good.
is one of the most difficult things I've learned as a New Englander. What we call barbecue is not we grill.
Right.
We grill things. We do not barbecue
Right.
here at all. Apparently there is a place near me though that has some pretty good barbecue. I mean, I doubt it's like Salt Lake City good barbecue because that was friggin' amazing. But yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I do like
No,
barbecue.
slow cooking is definitely delicious. Occasionally, so when I do a cowboy steak, which is a bone-in ribeye, I usually get them cut to be at least 1.5 inches thick.
Yeah, those last two that we bought.
Yeah, typically it comes up on being like 1.5 pounds or 2 pound steak. It's a pretty good sized
What did
steak.
we
Now
spend,
those
like $60 or $70.
it was like
that
60
time?
$70 for 2 steaks. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
So, but the best way to cook those, if you have the time, at least from in my experience. Now, I don't do charcoal. I know it tastes better, but again, patience.
Again, you're right.
Right. So, but usually what I do, if I have a tri-burner grill, I will get all the grates scorching hot, and then I will turn off the middle grate, which is where I will put the steaks, and then I will keep the 2 outer grates on high, and then they take about an hour to cook. But they are, I mean, when you have a steak that's almost 2 inches thick, you have to do that, or
As
it's
long
going
as
to be...
you seal in the flavor and the moisture, you're good
yeah,
to go.
yeah,
So what you're saying is if it's 2 inches thick, you gotta go slow.
right.
Is that what I'm
right,
getting?
Right.
That is
If the
conversation? All right.
girth is there, you got to take it in easy.
I tuned out a little bit, so I had to make sure I was on the right
Well,
page.
you got to start slow and then amp it up.
So yeah, that's the plan. It's my drinking show,
Oh, the drinking.
which
show.
it'll happen.
I thought you were talking about easing it in.
That's a different show entirely.
Back to that Pornhub subscription,
Oh,
Turn your head and cough, please. It's
So what's-
it's got a bit of girth.
Girls don't watch porn.
So what's going on in Overwatch?
What is going on in Overwatch? There's a lot of things going on in Overwatch. First of all, they've said, listen, we need to take a stop. We need to take a break from developing new things because you're all really badly behaved. And so we have to develop things that make you behave or let other people tell us that you're being a douche.
Okay, so I want to pause you there for a second.
Yeah.
And I want to get your opinion. Now, first off, I assume you've covered this on Overcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone go listen to Overcast with Amy and Jay.
Overcastpodcast.com.
There you go.
That was
so-
perfect radio voice.
Right.
Can you do that one more time?
Overcastpodcast.com.
I gotta change. My
I do
shorts.
our exit. So
That was like,
So like you have like your canned like end of show, right? With all your URLs
Yeah.
and all your emails. and
I have
everything.
them
I do it-
pre-recorded.
As
I
you
do it
should.
live every week, exactly the same. To the point where like this week's show we were recording and I distracted myself like halfway through and before I knew it I was done. And I think it was right. I don't actually know. I don't know that anybody's listening anyway. It's fine. But yeah, no, I do my radio voice. I never remember though, because then I get excited and then my New England accent comes out and
Yeah. See, I apparently have a podcast voice.
No,
you
don't.
do. Oh,
No,
I'm
you-
telling you, you do.
No, you don't. You
Yes, he does.
No, he does not.
He does.
He lives in podcast voice. It's the same all the time.
I think I have a in public as opposed to.
Maybe you do, but maybe I'm just so desensitized
It all blurs together.
to the sound and girth of.
Well,
Nate.
you got to think about it now. The time that you talk to me the most now is podcasting.
Well, technically, I mean, we talk a lot on the phone.
Yeah,
I
but
try
that's
not
the
to talk
phone.
to you when I get here before shows. I don't want to talk to you because then, you know.
You can't spoil it. I know.
Right.
JF and I have a similar problem with the Overcast, and like cool things will be announced for Overwatch, and so we'll just like one of us will send the other one a link, and we're like, all right, well, we can't talk about it.
JF,
because this is
fuck off.
for the show.
I have a potential podcast voice. I need a bit of voice training.
No.
What the fuck?
No.
I mean, to be fair, I do have like 6 years of vocal training, so I mean, and like 2 glasses of wine, which helps.
No, yeah, I mean, I hate my voice. I've always hated my voice. My voice has kept me away from singing. I can do country really well.
Don't
I
we
wish
all
I could
hate
do
our
rock.
voices? I hate mine
No,
too.
no, but I hate a very distinct thing. I hate the fact that it's high.
Well, you're
So
kind
I've-
of, your voice is distinctive. People know you for your voice.
Because it's some fucking loud and I
now-
don't shut up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. You're in the perfect medium for that now, though.
I am. You-
Started editing my show at 1.5 speed sometimes when I'm like pressed for time, which means it's me and JF as chipmunks, which is entertaining as
JF, I
fuck.
only use my chest on the weekends.
well.
So yeah, no, you're not
How does
wrong.
one use their chest? Nate,
I'm pretty sure he means like to speak from the
Nate-
diaphragm.
Nate's-
I get that. With,
no, I know what
get
he
that
means,
with singing
but,
a
but
lot too.
do it. Go ahead. Sit up a little straighter and really give it to us. Really give
No,
it
you
to
can't
us.
because you've got your microphone too far away.
Yeah, it's low.
I'm not. No.
Because this is more comfortable.
Yes, we slouch.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. When I used to do karaoke like 3 or 4 times a week, and there were people there who, like, I mean, I can sing, but there were people there who could really sing, and like they would say the same thing. They're like, like, don't try and sing like from your throat, like sing from your diaphragm, and you'll get more power that way.
Oh yeah, I took 4 years of opera singing lessons. So in addition to learning how to fake reading Italian, like I can read it out loud, like which was great in high school because we were doing Taming of the Shrew, which has like big long monologues in Italian, and so like we read the whole play out loud. And everybody else is like stumbling, whatever, and I just get through it. I have no idea what any of it means.
Wait,
None of it.
I want to.
But
One second, I
know
want to
what-
address something. Corey, what do you mean we sound like we're talking underwater? Is the audio messed up?
No, he listens to it
because
at
he listens to
1.5
things
speed.
at 1.5 speed.
Oh, I missed that part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we sound.
Oh,
like we're
man.
real slow.
All right, I want to let Amy finish before she forgets. What were you saying? Sorry.
No, so because I had taken opera lessons and all of the great or not all, but many of the great opera arias are in Italian, I learned how to speak. I learned how to read Italian, like what letters go together and what they sound like and how to read it. And so my turn comes up and it's this big, long monologue in Italian and I just don't stop. Like I just keep going through the whole thing and I finish it and everybody's just staring at me and I'm like, what?
You know what?
So
They were all mad because you said Forza wrong.
clearly that is obviously what was the problem.
The fuck's up with this bitch? You don't know how to say Forza.
Forza.
It's a Forza.
I hate you all.
What do you mean, Nate? I'm on your side. Don't
Someone
flip
has
me
to
off.
be.
I'm on your side, man. Forza. So if you were an opera singer, can we get a taste of that?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
It's been nearly so I made the mistake of stopping to think about that the other day. And I mean, I'm not saying it's been almost 20 years, but it's been almost 20 years. Which is not it's not okay, guys. I don't understand.
I don't know what's happening.
Nate, it's
Right?
been almost 20 years, man.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that we're like 15 years out of high school.
It's a lot of seasons of Nate and Brandon.
It is. Okay,
getting
so we're back
gross.
to Overwatch really quick. 'Cause I wanted your opinion
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
and again, check out her show for appropriate Overwatch coverage. But okay, so I primarily play competitive games.
Correct.
I am of that. I'm of that gamer ilk where like I expect the fact that there's going to be trolling, there's going to be toxic players. Like that's just the nature of it. It happens. It happened in sports and it happened in non-digital competition long before video game competition ever existed. There was trash talking. Hell, you saw it in Little Giants, the football movie, where they were like, put Alka-Seltzer in your mouth so you look vicious. Like,
Was that the kid with the snot bubble?
yes. So like, and that's always been a part of sports. And now that video games are an esport,
I prefer
It's-
the big green.
so it's there, right? So are they concerning themselves with it too much?
No, so they're trying to make it a more professional environment. Think about all of the things that professional athletes get. Like if you trash talk as a professional athlete, you get fined.
Well, now because they're trying to clean them all up. But if you looked
Right.
at it 5-10 years ago,
But it's not 5-10 years ago. It's now. And so if we're going to legitimize esports as a professional sporting environment, you have to maintain that same level of professionalism.
no, I suppose that because actually you can get kicked out of like professional esports tournaments for like harassing your teammates or your
Right.
opponents, can't you?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to make it available to a broader audience. And like, I think that's important. And I mean, for me, like, there's big reasons why I do not play competitive. I mean, and even if I do, I'm not in team chat, even though that's where I should be, because that's how coordinating happens. Like, I do not, because it's not a pretty place to be.
Yeah, no, and Beatmaster brings up a good point. Advertisers are scared easily. Yeah,
Exactly.
no, I can see that. I've always like, I mean, I don't know, I get
Yeah,
it.
but we've already established that you're kind of a douchebag.
I am.
So...
But no, I mean, I get it. But like, so here's the thing. So like, I play with you and JF and Annalisa and Tony and whatnot, and like we have our little group that we run with, and like, and I'll go on there, and I mean, I play Hugo I play with Hugo in HOTS, and like if anything, like I mean, that says that I'm okay with playing with people who are bad at games.
Oof.
But
Brutal. Sick burn. Sick burn.
Hugo knows he's bad at HOTS. I don't think he's listening anyway.
He's not.
But yeah, like I mean, like, so I've always been the whole, like, because, I mean, again, I'm kind of a douche and devil's advocate a little bit, right? So on one hand, trolling can get, and actually this conversation happened at the Tadpool like last week. So trolling can get bad. Actually, no, it happened on your Overcast Heroes page. And like, so trolling can get bad, and I understand that, and it gets vicious to where like people are threatening people and like, oh, like uninstall the game and die, like that.
Oh, I've been called words
that's
that I will not repeat.
Like that's
even on this
inappropriate.
show.
That's inappropriate completely, and I would never ever condone that. But when you get in, like, okay, like me personally, like I try not to flame out too much on people. But like when I get in, especially competitive quick match, I don't get mad at quick match. I don't care. It's quick match. It's casual. It doesn't mean anything. But when I am queuing up for competitive, I am expecting that the other 5 or 6 or 4, depending on the game that I'm getting randomly grouped with, are on a similar skill level and have the desire to win as much as I do, which is why we're playing competitive. Nothing pisses me off more than being in a, again, not quick play, competitive. Nothing pisses me off more than being in competitive and having someone say, dude, it's just a game.
See,
Go play.
It is just a game.
dude,
Right,
it's
but
just
go-
a game
right,
because
but
that's
go-
so foreign to me.
But go play quick play. Because because quick play, you're playing to have fun. Competitive, you're playing to win.
Right, but competitive has a significantly improved MMR system so that you are much better ranked with people of your own skill level. And it is generally way more fun because you have the more serious players. You don't have people who are just jumping off ledges, killing themselves because
Right.
they can and things like that. It is an entirely different environment. And like there is absolutely no reason why the fact that I paid $60 for the game that you think that I'm not serious enough and shouldn't play competitive.
When did I say you shouldn't play competitive?
No, but I mean,
Well,
You
right.
might as well
I
have.
mean, the MMR, the MMR needs to be a little bit tighter. It still is. I mean, and a lot of that is just it's the player pool. Like, I mean, because
if you're playing quick play, you are not going to wait 20 minutes for a match.
No, and even in competitive, you'd get frustrated. Like, they have to have that balance between, okay, this is who's available and this is how long of a wait time you're going to have. Like, they have to have that balance, and I get that. But it's tough, and like I've always been too. Like people shouldn't be assholes, and I've slipped. I've mouthed off to people in a video game. I think a lot of people have at some point in time. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're an asshole. Sometimes you just lose your temper. But I've also been of the other side to where, okay, so if someone is being toxic towards you, then yeah, that's not appropriate, and you shouldn't have to take that. But also use that to self-reflect a little bit, because most people aren't toxic for no reason. Some are. Some people are just assholes.
For the most part, I get called the N-word when I'm too good. So that's good.
Well, that's
Thanks,
people.
guys.
That's people not wanting to lose. Like people,
Right,
I mean,
They call you the N-word when you're too good.
Yeah, like if I'm doing really well, that's when I get the names from the other team.
And it's the N-word.
Mostly the N-word.
It's popular right now.
That's like weird sports stereotyping right there.
PewDiePie brought it back.
Yeah, right. Right.
But
So what you're saying is that if someone's giving you shit, it's not appropriate, but you should take it with a grain of salt because there's a reason for someone giving you shit.
Look at your gameplay. Go look at your past replay. Go look at your gameplay.
But I'm not gonna do that because it's a game and I don't give a fuck.
Thank you.
Okay, and that's okay, and that's the different mentality. See me like.
But see, here's the thing: if that's his opinion, then he's not going to have the MMR that's going to be playing with you.
Right. So that goes
competitive. So it
right.
shouldn't. Like,
so that goes back to having a better MMR, which again that comes down to the developers. But like to me, like because the resources are there. Like you shouldn't be running a Rhaegar build on heroes that doesn't make any sense, because you can go to hotslogs.com, you can go to heroesnexus.com, like the builds are there. Like this is all stuff, like the resources are there. Or it's the same, I mean, and this doesn't even need like PvP competitive, like this is PvE raiding and WoW. Like, I mean, that was when I used to run a serious raid guild back from like 04 to like 08, 09, like that was like you get a new person in the raid, that's the first thing you do is you inspect them and you check their build. And then, you know, if a new patch comes out and they change abilities as the raid leader, or you have a couple captains on the raid team, because back from like 04 to 07, it was 40 man. You have people who stay updated on the patch notes, and a new patch comes out, it changes the build. So you find out what the new top tier build is, and then you go and you make sure everyone updated. Like you make sure everyone's playing to the best of their ability. And I think a lot of the ways, like the anonymity definitely brings out people being bigger assholes. But I think in a lot of ways it's just people being hyper aggressive. It's like, okay, so when I was like a few months ago, and I was trying to teach you how to play Star Wars Destiny, right? So we were going over things, right? They're simply trying to do the same thing. They're just being hyper assholey about it. They're trying to say, look, you're doing this wrong.
Well, it's
right, which is what you just said,
that.
though. You just said that in WoW you can like they wouldn't give you options if there was only one way to do it. Like you don't impose a meta on something, because especially in a competitive game, you're not going to beat the meta by playing the same thing. Like, yeah, it's not always going to work, but you can't just play the meta and expect to win, because someone's going to come along that counters the meta and then you're done for.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It is a game. Like,
you know what comes
even
to
if
mind
you
for
are
me
the top
is
tier competitive esports player, like, all right, then maybe you can get a little salty because it is your paycheck on the line.
Right.
So, okay,
yeah,
it is your
that
living.
I can understand. What comes to mind for me is Diablo, when we were trying to level Hugo.
Right.
There's a lot of time put in there, man. Don't fuck around.
Well, no, and that's what it comes down to is time too. Like somebody like me, and even people who have even less time than me to play. Like you have even less time than I do to play. And it's
that's why earlier when you said you're a gamer, I said no, I'm not, because I don't have any fucking time.
But like, if you want to get on and you want to enjoy it and have a good time,
that's really the crux of it right there, right? Is I just want to be able to hop in, enjoy myself while I'm there. I don't want to get caught up in all this bullshit.
Right. Well, what I had brought up in that post
I'm there
was,
to have a good time and then hop out.
what I had brought up in that post was I think that's why PUBG is flourishing so much right now. Like if you look at the top 3 games on Steam and the top 2 or 3 games on Twitch,
Right.
it's PUBG, League of Legends, and CS:GO.
Right.
CS:GO and League of Legends are very team oriented. PUBG is very solo. Like you can play as a team, but you can go in there by yourself and get the winner chicken dinner by yourself. So you can be in a hyper competitive environment, and if you lose, it's no one's fault but your own.
Right.
And I think that's why that game is flourishing so much right now, because who cares if you're toxic to your opponent?
Right.
Like it's when I mean, whatever, you can mute people.
Right.
But it's when you're on a team, and that's why I think while it works in Overwatch to a point, though I don't think many of us use it, I think it's probably a good thing that we still don't have in-game voice chat in Heroes right now.
Yeah.
Because it would be very negative.
But even with PUBG, playing alone, like that's so much less fun than playing with other people.
Right.
Yeah, you can win, but what are you really doing? You're logging into the match and hiding. You're not necessarily playing to survive that whole 100.
Right. You're hiding into like the top 20.
What's the fun in that? It's a lot more fun to have, say, me and you and Hugo pop in and have Hugo drive poorly, and that's way more fun, you know. What are you doing? I'm crashing.
No, Eric. That's what I do when I play Hearthstone. That's all I do. I go to whatever the website is, Hearthpwn or whatever, and I get the top deck and I run it. And then when they break it, I wait until someone figures out what the next least expensive dust-wise deck is. Whenever a new expansion comes out, I buy the $50 bundle, so I get my additional 10 packs and my card back, and then I get what I get out of it, and then that's what I net deck. I have no problem. I don't play Hearthstone to hit legend status. I play Hearthstone to get rank 20 and get my card backs, and net decking does just fine for that.
But definitely not to enjoy playing Hearthstone.
50-50. Well, no, seriously. Like I am. When it comes to Blizzard, I'm an unlock whore. Everyone knows that. Oftentimes I buy the virtual ticket just to have the in-game items. Like I am a total unlock whore when it comes to Blizzard. And there are times when it's like, there are times when it's like the day before the season ends, and I will force myself to grind out a handful of games to get to rank 20 to make sure I get my card back for the season because I don't want to miss a season or a month.
Yeah, but that's for you. That's understandable because given all the time.
Well, also the fact that I can be on a mobile device at work,
right?
And I have 3 at any given time. I have 3 devices on me that play Hearthstone,
right? But your timeline for Blizzard games stretches far and wide. Like there's
1994,
exactly. So you have a history there,
yeah,
and that's a big part of your life. So it's understandable for you to want to be a completionist when it comes to those games.
Thank you, Corey. I love you too.
So good. Yeah. No, but I mean, like when I'm not in, like when I stop enjoying Overwatch for the night, like when it is like when I've done too well and my MMR skyrockets and I wind up with people way above my grade, I'm out. Like I'm done. It's not fun anymore. I don't care how many loot boxes I need to earn. I don't care what holiday event is coming up.
Yeah, but we've also had those nights where, like, I mean, you and I have dual queued, you've solo queued. It was me, you, and JF. Like sometimes the whole group isn't there, and we've had those nights where, like, you and I have had a couple of those nights where you and I would just get on and dual queue, and like we get stomped 3 games in a row, and we both just kind of collectively say fuck it. Like those are frustrating, and or when you, JF, and I were playing last night, and we couldn't seem to get a competent 4th for the team deathmatch that we were playing. Like, yeah, and that gets frustrating. Like, and that's one of those things. But
right, but I'm not telling anyone that their mom should get cancer. Well, like, I've gotten that one.
Well, no, and I think playing with a group alleviates that because, like, when it comes down to
everybody calls you the N-word, though, right? So your mom should get sickle cell.
I mean, let me tell you,
was that terrible?
A lot of things.
That was very racist of you.
No, it was not. It's true.
But yeah, and I think playing with friends alleviates it. Like if you're on, like, I mean, it doesn't matter if there's randoms. Like if I'm on hanging out with friends and having a good time, I don't care. That's a very big distraction. If I'm solo queuing, fucking yeah, I can't think of.
I gotta tell you, that's one of my favorite things about the new deathmatch because,
oh my god, snipers and free for all suck.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
Widowmaker and free for all deathmatch.
I won killing a Widowmaker in.
Yeah, but that's because
Free-for-all
you play JR.
I don't
Someday
care
I'll
the
buy
line of
that game.
sight.
Someday. It's on sale right now. Is it still on sale?
Should be,
It's
I
like-
think,
it's like
because
20
they had the free weekend and then
Yeah,
they put
it's
it on
like-
sale for like 2 weeks. So you can
It's
go.
like $20 off
I think that's the only game I don't have.
that I play. That
Well,
any
in
of us play?
Blizzard.
Oh,
In
Blizzard? Yeah.
I think that's
Oh, it'd be a
the
good
only
time.
one I don't play.
JR, Junkrat.
Good time.
Okay, you give me shit for abbreviating something with an abbreviation?
Yep, that was the point.
WTF?
It's good.
You all know that Nate is the king of abbreviations,
I
right?
work for the Postal
He goes
Service.
out of his way to abbreviate shit that does not need to be abbreviated, and then gets pissy when I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
NIDN.
Obviously, it's this. No bullshit.
NIDN.
What?
NIDN.
Fuck off! What is that?
No, I do not.
Fucking douchebag.
All right, JF, I get it, but I'm going to have to say you're wrong. It's not the best Blizzard game. It's good.
It is now. I agree that it is the best Blizzard game now. If it was still back in, the days of the Ice Crown Citadel, I would disagree, but it's been pretty downhill.
Yeah, but can you...
I don't know. I really like WoW.
No,
I haven't
Legion's,
been able to log more than
Legion's-
2 hours in a WoW expansion.
Legion's
since
awesome. But
Cataclysm.
even then, like, again, I guess it's preference. I would put HOTS over Overwatch.
Eh.
I would put HOTS over Overwatch in a second. I mean, I think the thing that gives HOTS a bad rap right now is that it's contending with Dota and League, which is next to impossible. Contending with Dota and
Yeah,
League...
but I'm not gonna play Dota or League.
Contending with Dota or League would be like a third cola company trying to come out right now and compete with Pepsi and Coke.
RCA is back.
Yeah,
RC
yeah.
Cola,
Yeah.
it's
The
back.
difference being is that with HOTS is of the quality of League and Dota. If anything, I think it's better than Dota. Dota sucks. But it's the only thing that makes Dota popular is because it has immensely large prize pools. And that makes it so it's tense. Yeah, no, I mean, but again, but JF, to be fair, that's not me putting HOTS over Overwatch. That's me putting MOBAs over shooters. Like, I think MOBAs are more tactical than shooters. I think they're more fun to play.
And see, that's the funny thing is I love shooters. You would think that I would play this fucking game.
Right.
I hate shooters, and I love this game.
Yeah, it's.
I love shooters and I don't
it's
play it.
it's
What's
funny.
wrong with
It's
me?
funny because it appeals to both, and I think the deathmatch mode. But yeah, it's no.
I don't know what's happening. Oh no.
Hey JF, what do you and the opposite of right have in common? You're both wrong.
Hey, knock knock.
And we're back, folks. Okay, so back to the whole point of bringing this up. So do you think that it's right of them to hinder game development just to focus this issue?
Absolutely. It's a big enough problem. Like I love that about them. Like, this is one of the things that I love about Blizzard is that, first of all, they're not afraid to delay something because it's not ready. Like, they're never going to put out a game and go, we'll fix it later. It'll be fine. And they're also very focused on their community. They listen to everything the community says. Like, the community may not believe this, but they listen to everything they say. I am actually pretty sure they listen to our show. They're out there, they're listening. They also have all the numbers of what everybody's doing. And they've come out and said, listen, if you're going to be a douchebag, don't play our game. We do not want your money. Please don't play. And that's awesome. Like, that's always been a thing. Like, their entire philosophy is they want to make a game that's fun. And it's going to make money because of that. Like, that's never been their focus. It was the same thing with Overwatch and esports. Like, yes, Blizzard wants to be more into the esports arena, but they've always said they're going to make a game that's fun and competitive. And because of that, it is going to become an esports. They didn't go out and say, all right, let's make a game that will be a successful esport.
Right. It is.
And I think that's one of their, that's absolutely one of their strengths. They put the game first.
Right. No, and that's one thing to love Blizzard Blizzard as a developer. They've always listened to, and even then when it came down to it, like, they haven't always necessarily listened to their loudest, but they've listened to their largest. Like, that's what happened with WoW. Like, that's what happened from vanilla into Burning Crusade and things like that. Like, the loudest were definitely the hardcore raiders who were pissed that the game was becoming an easier shell of its former self.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the majority that are the casuals, especially now that we are 13 years into World of Warcraft. Many of us grew up playing it. So like it's, when I started WoW, I went from EverQuest to WoW, and it was 12, 14 hours a day. Like I was playing it seriously. And I took my raid guild very seriously. We were the only guild on our server at the turn of vanilla to BC that took out 40-man Nax before BC came out. Very few guilds did that.
Yeah.
And that was part of that, you farmed your alchemy match, you farmed all your gold, you had everything. Like, so there was work that went into that. And being a hardcore raider back in the day totally did turn WoW into work. It was the only game you were playing.
Right.
So
and you weren't playing. You were doing work.
Right, yeah. But I mean, if you enjoyed it, it was like having a job. You enjoyed that, but a job that you didn't get paid for. But so they definitely listen to the majority. And I would definitely say that while Overwatch is picking up, we have all these teams that just got bought. They have the big, like, fancy Blizzard thing that they just built for esports over in California. But I think when it comes down to it, and obviously this goes without saying, the pro level players are still the minority compared to the large casuals, and they need to. And I think I mean I think at the end of the day you're right. People need to know that they can get on the game and not be harassed, and I think that's important.
Exactly.
So,
and I mean, and it's the same thing with like making esports more accessible to outsiders, like people who are not gamers,
right?
That can still, like, because that's part of it. You know what I mean? Like, football does not make money from the people that go to the stadium. I mean, it makes some,
right?
But that's not where their money comes from. Their money comes from all the like the advertising dollars on television, and it comes from the merchandise, and it comes from all of that ancillary stuff. And so esports has to try and do the same thing. And so to do that, they have to appeal to more than just gamers.
Right. No, that's very true. And I think something like Overwatch can definitely do that because it's fun.
Exactly. It's not that dark, gritty stuff. It's not anything too serious. Like,
well, no, yeah, exactly. It has the potential to be mainstream because it's not excessively violent.
Right.
It's cartoony,
but it's still just as competitive. It's like the skeleton underneath it is still put together well enough. Like, it's still a good game.
Right. No, it is a good game. Like I said, I don't take anything away from Overwatch. If anything, my like JF was saying, like, you guys love Overwatch, and it's great. I mean, it's Blizzard. It doesn't matter. Like, I will still contest that StarCraft is a good game, even though I've barely ever logged any hours into StarCraft 2.
Yeah, that's funny, right? I spent so much time on StarCraft and barely played
I don't
StarCraft
have
2.
MOBAs are the evolution of RTS.
Yeah, you're right.
I prefer MOBAs.
You're right.
It's
one of my favorite Overwatch jokes is that Diva is a StarCraft 2 champion, and this game takes place hundreds of years in the future.
Right.
And it's still just StarCraft 2. Like, that's one of my favorite in-jokes.
I wonder if that was them saying, look, we're done. Like, there's not going to be a StarCraft 3. Well, then again, there are still Koreans that play Brood War.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
But that's a totally different animal. They're playing competitively, no?
Well, yeah, but that was the thing.
Well, right. But, I mean, if you're going to look at it from a standpoint of story, I don't even think you need more StarCraft, do you?
Yeah, the Protoss campaign at the third expansion, or the third part.
Yeah, the third part of
it. Yeah, ended it. Yeah, I think I've gotten like 5 missions into the Wings of Liberty campaign.
Yeah, I basically played custom matches by myself.
Yeah,
that was it.
The only reason I played it at all was it was one of the when you could sign up for WoW for a year and you got like a pile of free, like you got StarCraft 2 free, right?
Right.
And like a whole bunch of other stuff. That was the only reason I
was
ever
that
played
StarCraft 2?
Because I know out of it at BlizzCon.
Because I know they did that. Oh yeah, competitive RTS is crazy.
So good.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that? This is not the game I play.
They did that with Diablo as well. Diablo 3. If you paid for.
Oh yeah, that was also the only reason I played that game.
Yeah, if you paid for a year of WoW,
I sure did.
You get a free copy of Diablo 3.
Really?
A lot.
Way back when it first launched.
I'm way more into Diablo.
It's crazy to think that Diablo 3 is coming up on the better half of a decade old, considering how many years we waited for that game. So
I don't. That's a game I don't understand. Why?
It's
Like, I mean, I
it's
played
the,
through it once, and then I
it's the
went
gear
wa-
it's
and
the gear
people just-
grind. It's
I think it's fun. I'll play through it over and over again.
I mean,
I
it's
have a
no
good
different.
time.
It's no different than WoW. You're grinding out heroics over and over and
It's
over again
good,
for the gear.
mindless fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
It's somebody compared that. It's you might know, or Corey or JF or some of the other smart people in the chat room might know. They compared like the gear grindy type games. It's like, or especially in MMOs, with the way that they build the leveling system. Like if you put it was something to do with like a mouse in a box with a button or a
Skinner box.
and if he hits it, he gets a treat, and it's set up to where like the first 20 times he hits it, he'll get a treat every time, and then like after 20 it's like a treat every other time, and then after 30 it's like a treat every third time, up to the point where it's like a treat every like 1,000th time. But because he was what's the word I'm looking for? He was
Conditioned.
Thank you. He was conditioned into hitting the button.
Yep.
That's what we do with gear grind games. It's fast to the point. That's why you're level 20 in 5 minutes in WoW, because it feels good.
It does feel good.
They get you addicted to that feeling, and then they want to keep it going.
That addiction feels good. This is the stuff nightmares are made of.
Yes.
I just want to let you people know that Snapchat, I don't need the filters, man. Stop that. I am really all set with Snapchat filters.
Outstanding.
Corey, you're exactly right. That's what mobile games are. That's why, like, I would much rather have an iPhone app that costs me $5 and it's just a legit game, as opposed to a game that's free.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I only play free games mostly. Because if I'm playing a phone game, that's all I want. I'm just killing time. I just need.
The trick is you play multiple. So like on my phone, like I have like Clash of Clans. I have like eight.
I can't do
I have
any
like
of those.
eight or
I hate those.
I have like eight or nine different of like the match 3 games, but all the ones that are free and have lives. So then when you run out of lives on one, you just move to the next
switch.
one. And by the time you get to like the 10th or 11th one, the first one's refilled on lives.
I don't play anything on my phone.
I sit in an office 3 days
Yeah,
a
but
week.
don't
at
you
work.
have the Switch and the pad?
Yeah.
So I have a game called Threes that I've been playing for like 2.5
I
years.
love
Like that game
Threes.
messes me up. I'm trying to remember what the other one is that I played forever. Like I haven't. I don't have
Zynga
time.
has one called Drop 7 that's really fun, but I found out how to cheat in it. So like I can get like 20, 30 million for a score, and then like that ruins the fun for me, but because I know how to do it, like I can't get myself not to do it, so I just stopped playing the game. Because like the low scores didn't satisfy me, because I knew I could get in the 20, 30 millions, but the 20, 30 million wasn't legit. So I just
Well, that was like our game that we're going to talk about on Indie Casefiles on Monday. That like you see the online scores and you're like, well, no, like those are all cheat scores.
Yeah,
like,
that's not real.
That's great.
Yeah.
0.1 seconds. No, I think maybe not. But good for you. Like I don't understand the satisfaction in that.
He's
like,
the
haha,
He's the Flash.
I cheated.
It's
Great.
not that they feel good about being number one. It's that now nobody else can be number one. It's not an accomplishment. It's a denial.
Yeah.
They're the number one Nazi. No soup for you. No number one for you. He didn't get anything out of denying them, but enjoyment.
Have you guys seen this game, Cuphead?
I'm so excited about Cuphead.
Yeah,
it looks
I've
pretty
been
cool,
waiting
man.
it's
for
gonna be
years
it's
for
gonna be an
this
indie
game.
case. I'm actually pretty pissed because I was gonna pick up 2 copies of it for our podcast, because Green Man had it for like $5 off, but it was only for pre-order. I didn't realize that, so now it's back to $20.
Yeah, I figured you guys would cover it. It looks pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool
I'm
looking.
pretty excited about it. In case anybody doesn't know, it's the 1930s animation style run and gun.
Yeah.
So excited. I like that it
pretty
changes stuff
pumped.
up though. Like I'm pretty excited about it. I've been watching this game for years.
Corey says it's going to be harder than play than Ghouls and Goblins. Yeah, that's what I read, was it's really hard.
Fuck that game too. I hated that game. I mean, I hated it.
I gotta get a controller.
That game.
That's part of my problem. I do not have a controller for my computer. Yeah, I gotta get one.
Yep.
Ghouls and Goblins,
if
I
you
never got
wait
past level 3.
if you wait until like a month, if you can wait a month before you get a controller, because I mean, get whatever controller you want, but I would recommend you get an Xbox One controller, or actually get a 360 controller, do just as well. But once the Xbox One X comes out, they're releasing a whole bunch of new controllers. So the classic Xbox One controllers will go on sale.
Yeah.
Those new controllers are sexy too. There's one particular one that I want really bad.
Corey, I'm not a fan of the Steam controller. I tried it. I don't like losing my joysticks for touchpads.
No touchpads.
Yeah. I love my Xbox One controller.
Corey, you have to understand the only game I play right now is Overwatch. And if I was to try and play that with a controller, like I can't. I have it for PS4. Also, I have played it for 5 minutes. I cannot do it. Like it is a keyboard and mouse game.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what's funny is it depends on the game for me. Like Battlefield, keyboard and mouse. Overwatch, keyboard and mouse. However, if you put me in a third-person perspective, like Fortnite or PUBG or anything like that,
it's got to be controller.
However, I noticed this earlier. I talked about this on All Geeked Up a little bit when I was playing. I tried out the World War II beta for Call of Duty. I can't play Call of Duty with a keyboard and mouse. I have to use a controller.
Yeah. See, I mean, I think it has to do with my gaming history. I had an NES system that my older brother and sister bought me when I was homesick with the chicken pox when I was 6 years old. And after that, my next console was a PS2. Wow. So, I mean, I have not been I don't play console games.
That is crazy.
I mean, I played the hell out of stuff on the 360.
Right.
I did. But I mean, I'm not a console gamer, so I don't have that built-in muscle memory.
Right.
Steve, it's so crazy to think of it from a different perspective like that.
Of not having.
Having only adopted PC gaming a year ago.
Right.
It's just even now. There's a lot of games I play with keyboard and mouse, but it's just not natural for me still.
But
at all.
like Steve said there in the chat, he's like, no game is a keyboard and mouse game, and that's a common thought for console gamers, right?
Right.
So, but the thing is, and I mean, I'm no pro gamer, but I will bet you anything. If you take the world's greatest controller player and the world's greatest keyboard and mouse player, the keyboard and mouse player will mop them up any day of the week.
Every time.
Yeah.
What is the crux of keyboard and mouse playing?
It's more accurate.
Yep.
No, I know. That's what I'm alluding to, is the fact that really what it boils down to is the mouse and being able to aim, right? Really.
It's also so I get to have an entire hand purely dedicated to triggering abilities. And they are all it's way simpler than only having your thumb. You know what I mean? Like you only have on a controller, you only have one finger that you can use to.
But
right, that's my point though, is that you're using the mouse to snap.
But I would even go a little bit further than that, because it's not. I mean, you're not wrong. But I know people who play shooters with a trackball, but they play shooters with a trackball that they can crank up to 1600 DPI. You can't.
I'm talking about the other side of it.
You can't do that.
I'm not talking about your.
Well, no, but a trackball uses just the thumb. It's just like a joystick.
Do they even still make that?
Oh yeah, Razer just came out with a new one.
Really?
They have gaming trackballs.
No
for
shit.
people who don't like it. It helps alleviate carpal tunnel because you're not moving your wrist.
I hate the trackball.
I think it was Razer. It might have been Logitech. But anyway, but it's the sensitivity. You can crank your sensitivity in any shooter that you play on a console up to 100, and it's still not going to be as touchy as a 1600 DPI or I'm sorry, 16,000 DPI mouse. It's not.
Look at that.
Yeah, right there.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. I know people who game with trackballs.
I could not play with that ever.
I couldn't, but
a $300 trackball, no.
Yeah, no, they're crazy.
Definitely not.
And they're great for small desks too, because the thing about
yeah, I can see that.
But it's
even then, to go from joypad to mouse to trackball, right?
Right.
Just the muscle memory involved with changing those habits, I'd be all over the place. Right?
But even then, right? So even within the realm of keyboard gaming, right? So let's look back at WoW, right? So I remember, I'm kind of a douchebag, but for somebody who
you're not a douchebag, you're an elitist.
Okay, thank you. But have you ever heard? And you played WoW, right? But you played WoW very casually.
I mean, I didn't raid.
Okay,
if that's what you're asking.
So if I were to use the derogatory term of keyboard turner, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, no, I was not a keyboard turner.
Right? See, Did you hear the tone of voice?
I heard the tone of voice, but I was reading the chat room. So keyboard turner, what is that?
Somebody who clicks to turn as opposed to holding right click on your mouse and turning with your mouse?
No, that's wrong.
See, he's a casual player and
strafe.
even he knows that. Well, it's not just strafing. It's because in PvP, if you are mouse turning, you can do a 180 in half a second.
Yeah.
If I have
used to
if I have a rogue and you are keyboard turning to turn around to face me, you're going to be dead before
No, you're
you get to
fucked
me.
if you're doing that.
Yeah.
That's a bad
Yeah.
move.
But like I used to raid with some people. Like if you're arranged,
You're
it's-
raiding,
if,
whatever.
if you're ranged, it's not that bad. But yeah, but I'm like, how do you keyboard turn? Like I don't.
I didn't even. Did people do that?
Oh yeah,
No, that's terrible.
yeah.
Don't do that.
Keyboard turner is a. I mean that's a derogatory term in
No, I
MMOs, man.
don't like that.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to preference. Because you know what? If you can't manage a keyboard and mouse, it doesn't matter how much more precise it is. You're going to be better with a controller.
Right.
So, and I know people who play Overwatch on PC with a controller, and they do fine. You're not going to get mopped because that's the thing. If you're, I mean, you might.
That
not,
game doesn't have native controller support, though.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yeah, it's a console game.
I should buy that game.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, I should.
So
Again, though, with PC gaming and controller and mouse or keyboard and mouse, that mouse really helps me out. Having the numpad on the side.
Naga. I love the Naga.
I really with WoW, I really need that.
Yeah.
I can play, but
I tell you,
that
so I
makes
have-
it so much better.
So I have the Razer Lance head, the wireless, and I love it. It's smooth, it's sleek, it's
Right.
very low profile.
But you don't have a numpad, so
No, like if they need the height on the mouse to fit the numpad, but if they could put the numpad on that, because that mouse is just too bulky for me.
really,
The
I
only
love that
time
mouse.
the only time I use that mouse is for WoW.
I have 2 of those. It's great.
I have my Overwatch mouse.
Now that is based off of the Death Adder, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, see now, like you know what I want Razer to make? Razer needs to make a wireless keyboard. They have their wireless headphones. They have the wireless mice. Give me a wireless keyboard.
I kind of want that
Why?
Ornata keyboard.
Huh?
Why?
Why? Because I don't have all the ugly. Because my beautiful monitor has this really awesome LED light display underneath it, and like there's just wires running through it.
Yeah.
Give me a wireless keyboard.
You really do need it. Like I have the X34 and it's got the LEDs that go along the bottom.
Right.
So rather than the
The circular LED
yeah,
in the base.
not stagnant, not stationary, but
Stationary.
it's stationary. Yes,
Not
but
stationary,
that's not the word
but
that I
stationary.
want. The lights they go back and forth, and I have a Logitech keyboard.
Static?
That's static. Thank you. Yes, mine are not static. And I have a Logitech keyboard that's wireless, and I have the same keyboard you do.
Yeah, I don't like Logitech.
The Logitech one sucks.
It's
is what
Logitech.
I'm getting at. Yeah, it sucks. So
I
if
am-
Razer
I-
would make
I-
a wireless
when
one
it
that
comes
was
to
good.
when it comes to computer peripherals, I am an elitist. Razer for the win.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Since I have all the same shit as you.
The Orb Weaver. Which one's the Orb Weaver? The Orb Weaver. Oh no. Oh, okay. So the Orb Weaver is the half keyboard. I love
Yeah.
those.
I'm surprised you don't have one.
I don't have room for it. I've looked for one, and they're pricey too.
Amazon, man,
So
they're
there's
cheaper.
no, because there's two. There's the Orb Weaver, and then there's the other one. Now the Orb Weaver is
There's the Orb Weaver is the mechanical one.
right. The other one's not mechanical, and then so the Orb Weaver's like 100, right?
Yeah.
130.
Yeah, and is that the one that's chroma, or is the chroma above that?
No,
I
it
think
should be chroma.
I think the chroma's
Chroma. That's the Chroma
Is it-
one.
okay,
It's
yeah.
Even then, I
130.
thought you could get it for like 75.
no, that's the non-mechanical one. I can't use a quiet keyboard. It will drive me insane. I'll feel deaf. I like my clicky keyboards.
I do like that too, but I still want the Ornata.
Like
which
how
is kind of
peop-
like halfway, you know?
Like yeah, so the Tartarus is the non-mechanical one.
Yes.
And then the Orb Weaver. I just,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it's 130.
Yeah,
really.
I and I don't say this too often. I wouldn't use it enough to justify the $130. Because it's not giving me anything else. It's not like $100 on a collector's edition of a game. It's literally just giving me a smaller version of something I already have.
Right.
So
So with the Orb Weaver, where it has that little analog stick on
Yeah.
the thumb, would you be controlling it with the thumb?
You can control the cursor with that,
Yeah,
but I also think that
I couldn't
works,
do that left-handed.
It works as a button.
It would have to.
So like I think it's got your
Right.
8 axis, and you can assign each one to like a macro.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
that would be the way I'd have to play it, because if it was controlling that, I couldn't do that left-handed.
Right.
But I would think with WoW, like between that and that mouse, that would be a big
Yeah,
up.
you've got everything. That would be a great PvP tool,
Right. Kind of want one.
especially in the age of voice chat where you don't need your keyboard to type.
Right.
That's what really opens the door for something like that. So, but anyway, yeah.
I'll have you know, you missed it. This is what just happened, right? Pay close attention. Mute button.
Yeah. You vaped your beer.
Yeah, totally did.
You've done that before.
Solid.
So do we? JF wants to know: do we have any any inkling as to when we might
No,
see the
not a clue.
the beer thing? No.
Nope, not a clue.
I'm excited for it when it does happen, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping to have it out before the holidays start, because it's a really good thing for the holidays, because everybody's always getting together and stuff like that. And
Right.
I know I can't face my family without drinking, so I know I'm not the only one.
You know,
If you can do an ugly sweater show, that would be great.
You know, Corey, I am surprised, not Razor, but I am surprised somebody hasn't come out with one of those marketed towards gamers yet. Not necessarily a catheter, but something like they use in like the race cars.
Steve, what does that mean? Are you calling me fat?
JF is right. I should start with a Halloween special.
Halloweeny drinks.
There you go. A lot of grapes frozen into ice cubes to look like eyeballs. There you
Frozen
go.
eyeballs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Radio voice. Let's get
That's all I've got.
Frozen balls.
let's get silky and low.
Okay. Hello. This is my
Welcome.
sexual voice.
9 to the after dark. Yikes.
So, Amy, insert focus question. JF is trying so hard to get us on track. JF, you've been on this
there's
show
no track.
several
We're
times.
in the woods. There are moose.
We are in the woods, and it's Halloween season. Halloween season is upon us. We are like 2 days away from October 1st.
My favorite time of year.
Now you are a costumier.
I am.
Any fun, exciting things planned for the Halloween season?
So, in terms of my own thing, like I'm working on Halloween, so like late. It's a Tuesday. But I am hoping in the next week or so to have a bunch of kind of accessory type things up on my Etsy store. Like I do resin horns and stuff that people really seem to enjoy. And yeah. So, I mean, other than that, like this is my time. And the nice thing is that because cosplay has become such a part of culture now, it doesn't have, like Halloween doesn't have to be that one time when I get to play dress up. Like now, I mean, there's a million opportunities. Like any convention, I can go play dress up.
It shouldn't even be
pretty
a
awesome.
convention. It should just be year round. It shouldn't matter.
I mean, it should be. It should be. I mean, and that's, you know, I mean, a cosplayer is always either dressed up or going to a photo shoot or making the next new thing or whatever.
Did
And
you?
so
I
it is-
always
it is
liked-
Did
really
you go to King Richard's this year?
I did go to King Richard's
I
this
am
year. I went last weekend, and it was like
super jealous.
it was like, all right, well, so don't be jealous of my particular trip because it was 87
Yeah,
degrees.
the last time I went, it was brutally hot.
It's not okay. I will take absolutely, like I've been there in the bitter cold also. And
I would rather
that
have
is
the cold
vastly
because that
better.
seems more
I've got my
legit to the
fleece
experience.
cloak, and I'm like, yeah, like I can bundle up.
Yeah.
But so I didn't make it to. I think I made it to 3:00. Like it was not okay.
Do you participate in the parade and all of that?
I don't. So I have a couple friends who work there, which is cool. I do frequently get mistaken for someone who works there. Like a lot of people ask me where the restrooms are. Like that seems to be like that was like a big thing for me this year. I don't understand, but that's always like.
Are you sure they're not just hitting on you?
I'm pretty sure.
Hey,
that
baby,
the
where can
50-year-old
I
woman
take a
with
shit?
the 3 little kids was not.
Hey,
hitting
where's
on
the
me. I could be
restroom?
wrong. Yeah. So
Oh, there are gonna be so many scary clowns this year.
There will.
great.
Yeah.
So 2014
Or
was
just
the last
clowns.
time that I went, and I sorely miss it. It was really a great experience.
It's so much fun, and I know like that's the thing that I. The thing that I like about King Richard's is that it's very tongue in cheek. Like there are a lot of run fairs that are a little more serious.
Yeah.
I like that King Richard's is not.
No,
even
it's
remotely.
lackadaisical. It's great.
Like this weekend is the kilts competition.
Yeah.
Juliet.
The
And they always
cleavage
have, like they have the
competition.
cleavage contest.
Yeah, the
and
cleavage contest and the kilt
the tattoo
competition.
contest
I really.
and- yeah.
Did you? Do
you want to participate in those?
I want to participate in one of them. Yes. Do you always go to the Dirt Eater show?
The Mud Show.
Yeah, the Mud Show.
The Mud Show is great. The Mud Show is great. Like every few years because it's not a different show.
No,
ever.
it's the same show every
Like,
time.
it does not
you
change-
have
it
to
does
know
not
which
change
side to
one
sit
bit.
on.
Which is kind of fun in that way, but yeah.
I want to go so
We
bad.
have to go to that because
I'm really
we had talked
sad.
about it
Yeah.
last year. We said
And
we were
it's
going to go
long.
this year.
It's long.
Yeah, there's plenty of time to
That's
go.
2
to go.
weeks. Yeah, it's Labor Day through Columbus Day.
Mm,
It's a good time.
I'm really bummed.
I know. So I'm a little mad because this weekend is shaping up to be significantly better weather-wise than last weekend. But
I know it's like 40 out here, and it was 90 2
Yeah.
days ago.
yeah, it was not okay.
Yeah, it's a
Not
quick
okay.
shift.
Okay, so now that we've covered that, let's cover the chat. Is that how you hit on people?
No,
That's why I just burst out.
I know.
laughing.
I laughed internally while she was talking. It was funny.
no, it's not. Not even remotely. Hi, do you know where the bathroom is?
Well, it would be more like a hi. Can you show me
Oh,
where
yeah.
the bathroom is?
Can you come to the bathroom with me?
Anyone who has been to the restrooms at King Richard's Fair knows that there's nothing sexy about any of that.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Oh,
It's how some people hit on people. Successful people. Corey's always got my back, man. He's always right there. He's always right behind me, even when I don't want him to be.
Yeah. He's obviously misguided, right? Like, what? He's a smart guy. What's wrong with him? He adores you. What's he missing? He's blind. What's going on?
Corey's the best.
I am adorable.
Are you?
I am.
Yeah.
At least,
Corey
at
is-
least my mother tells me I
Corey
am.
is the best. Corey, yeah.
I am an adorable son of a bitch.
You're,
I mean, look at me.
Yeah, you're a real piece of work.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Forza.
He's just gonna shorten it to tsa.
Zah.
And then,
It's because you can see himself in my shiny head.
Well, that's terrible.
I have a reflective property.
Now, look at that comment right there. Am I ever that insulting to you?
What? That means I shaved it well. It's shiny.
Fuck off. Am I ever that insulting to
That's
you?
not insulting. That's how you
Please.
know you shaved your head well and you don't have any stubble left is when it shines.
Please.
It's a skill.
Yeah, I'll make your fucking head shiny, you mother.
yikes. Oh, my.
Well, this is fun.
What happened to the show?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is this my fault?
It's a collective.
It's your fucking shiny head. That's why. It's distracting.
Hey, now. That's uncalled for.
Do a worse job next time. Mediocre at best. That's where I try to stay.
There you go. Middle ground. Nobody
Yeah,
expects
that's
too
right.
much.
Nobody expects the Spanish
Inquisition.
Thank you.
Exposition.
That is
This
one
weekend
beer too
only.
many right
This
there.
weekend only.
There
The
you go.
Spanish Exposition. Come see
Yeah.
Spain exposed.
Yep, that's one too many.
So
Exposition,
is there-
Inquisition.
Was there anything else that we were intending to cover? We covered the shows.
No.
We covered. Yeah, everything's
That's
covered.
everything.
Oh, fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah,
this
well,
I'm not
show's,
used to being the most sober one in the room.
this show's at least guaranteed to be a good
I'm
time.
barely
every time, right?
halfway through my first beer.
Yeah, I'm like 6 in, 7 in.
No wonder you're so boisterous.
Forza.
Anyway,
I told you didn't need me for this show.
you've been talking the most.
I have not.
We
I
started.
need you for this show, Brandon.
Don't talk to me in that sultry, silky voice.
You
I can't.
love it.
No, I can't. I've got jeans on. It hurts. Can we end the show now?
Yes.
Well, Keith likes you.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh God! Somebody pull the chute.
I wish I named these episodes because the name of the episode would be "I Have Jeans on." It hurts.
So, you know, I got this red shirt on, right?
Right.
Remember we talked about that in the last show?
Right.
You know, this is a, like, pajama shirt.
Is it?
Yeah, I thought it was a Henley, but it's got no buttons.
So it's a pajama.
Yeah, I was
It's
kinda
like-
depressed
Is it
about
like
it.
Long Johns?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I bought it at Levinsky's.
Holy shit!
I know, right?
Brandon's wearing Levi 500 jeans.
I have 505s on, man. But the point about the red shirt is just kill me and end the fucking show.
All right. Do you want to give the often rehearsed and memorized rundown of where people can locate you and find you?
So people can find me at my Etsy store, DanioraCosplay.com, DANIORA. Facebook.com/Daniora Cosplay is where you can see all my in-progress stuff. On Twitter, I am at Daniora. If you want to hear my Overwatch show, it is at overcastpodcast.com and anywhere fine podcasts are found. I think that's everything. Daniora
So-
drinks, but well, yeah,
So what were you thinking about while you were saying all of that?
you know, your 50 knows. Yikes.
Okay.
And since it's not quite part of the memorized rehearsal yet, don't miss her on Indie Casefiles every other
Any
Monday
case
night.
files.
Thanks.
Every other Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Inked Geek Studios.
Except for this last episode was every fourth Monday.
I'm the worst. This week we'll be talking about The Escapists 2,
We will.
which I both liked and hated.
Yeah,
I have a lot of opinions about this
It was a
game.
love-hate relationship.
We can't talk about it. It's for the show.
No, it is for the show.
Hey, so since you can't talk about it, are 505s like a faux pas?
No.
Huh?
500? Should I not be wearing 505s?
You shouldn't be wearing Levi's.
Well, that's what I wear. The fuck are you wearing?
Old Navy jeans.
Fuck that.
I always
I'm not wearing
I
those.
always laugh at all the old men that wear Levi's. It's always the old men that wear Levi's.
Well, give me a cane.
Because like nobody
I'm
under
old.
40 wears Levi's.
I wear
Sorry.
Levi's.
Anyway,
Old
where can people
Navy
find
jeans.
things you guys
Oh.
do?
Right here. You found it.
This is it. This is all of it.
Yes. You can watch Mind of a Geek live Friday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/InkedGeekStudios. Follow us on Twitter at IG_Mind of a Geek and on Facebook at Facebook.com/Mind of a Geek. You can email us at mindofageekpodcast@gmail.com. You can find our schedule for upcoming guests at InkedGeekStudios.com/Mind of a Geek. If you would like to be considered as a guest on an upcoming episode of Mind of a Geek, go to tiny.cc/MOAG guest and submit your form today. And as always, if you enjoy the content here on Mind of a Geek and at Inked Geek Studios, please consider going to patreon.com/IG Studios. As little as $1 a month helps support this and all of our other great shows. We thank everybody who currently supports us. That's it for this week's episode. A big thank you to our guest, for Brandon, for myself, and for the rest of IG Studios. Thank you all very much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. You've been listening to an Inked Geek Studios podcast. For this and other great shows, go to inkedgeekstudios.com.